This documentary is going to portray dilemmas that face today's young adults with drug abuse. Its goal is to learn about this problem and discover the effects it has on people. In your opinion, how would you say that drugs affect individuals?
The effect of drugs, which I would call against all drugs. I think that the individual becomes stupid, non-rational, and actually affects everybody from one person that takes it to every other person around them. It affects every single one because of the actions of the person, the short span of life that the person is going to have, and the risk they have to take in order to sustain their habits, because none of them have a job up to where I know. The only way they can do things is by either stealing or begging. For drugs, the only good drug is no good.
All right, thank you very much. Eric, how would you say that drugs affect a person's personality? Does it change them?
I do believe it changes them a little bit. It all depends on what drugs you're doing, but I think people start depending on that, and it creates that sense of, dependence, and then people need something to get high every time, or they just feel down and depressed.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Jenny, do you think that drugs will change a person's personality?
I do believe that they will, because if someone becomes an addict, then their main focus is the drugs, their priorities change, they start losing their job, and the drug is the only thing that matters. And I don't know, what else are you going to talk to someone about who only cares about, smoking crack?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
I've found that on occasion it can slightly alter people's personalities. Genuinely, docile people can find themselves in a position of rage, anger. Some people, think I'm mildly reserved when it comes to a lot of stuff, but you get some vodka in me, and I'm definitely the spokesperson for bad decisions. I'm the battle scars of my evening, and that's just touching on the surface. Whoa! I got the captains in me.
So, in your own opinion, would you say that drugs not only would make someone a bad person, but also lower their accountability?
I'd say drugs don't necessarily make somebody a bad person. It might make their actions be perceived by others as bad by society standards. I definitely think it lowers somebody's accountability, because drugs, a characteristic of them is that they alter your state of mind. If you're constantly going back and forth between different states of mind, then your accountability is going to be compromised.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much for your time. Tico, would you say that drugs make someone a bad person? Does it lower their credibility?
I think a little bit, because it's illegal, so people might view them as maybe not as responsible, or that's what I've heard.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Do drugs lead to unwanting acts?
Yes, I personally. What do you mean, sexual acts?
Any type of acts.
Yeah, it can definitely lead to many, many times unwanted acts.
Such as?
I don't know. Let's just say, sex, some violent acts sometimes, some legal acts, illegal acts, if you're not careful about it.
Those are all good points. Those are all
downfalls.
Those are all downfalls to the points of drugs.
Yeah.
Yo, man, I drunk, It's in the process. It's gonna go well, it's got a hot tub.
School comes before. You always do this until I failed the last class.
Yo, for real?
I can't do this. I gotta go do a midterm. I'm sorry. Give me a call if you feel I'll be back. We'll get this done. I'll come back. I'll do that extra stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm hot as enough.
What's up, dude?
Oh, that's great, man. Yes.
It was alright. Just hung out and watched some
Awesome shit, dude.
Yeah.
I be pulling out now. You I be hold on, baby, please go get on your knees. If you don't do it for me, then you do it for the cheese. Yeah, I got this too. Yeah, when the low light sleep. Yeah,
It froze out of my hand. Actually, you know, Big Mac, you know.
Brian will fucking kill him if he finds out. Hopefully she doesn't remember.
Did you have a good time tonight?
Yeah.
It's a great punch right
what the
here.
fuck? Ah!
But, remember we talked about earlier with so you know, like, I'll do one of these, go back to the place and talk a little bit, sit down. Oh, hey, I gotta go out.
You trying to incite a riot?
Riots? I love riots.
What's your name?
What's your name?
Wow. According to my watching calendar over here, this nice little calendar, it's Friday night. This usually means it's your time to cock-block me and jump in at every girl that I fucking talk to. That's what you're known for, right?
I heard that.
Hey, don't worry to play, man. This is the effects of drugs on individuals.
I thought that he was just coming home to party. Look what happens when he drinks 4 beers.
Alright. In your personal opinion, would you say drugs ostracize people from society?
You know, from my experience, ostracize means to basically exclude themselves, correct?
Yes.
To limit themselves by their actions.
Yes.
Alright, well, if you look at any facet of the world, any country, anything, you're going to find people that migrate to different areas. You know, they have their focus. You got baseball fans who like to hang out with baseball fans. You got football fans who like to hang with football fans. And the bottom line is, like, you choose based on what your preference is, where you're going to push yourself in society. You know, it's just basically doing what you prefer to do. It's not that you go and watch baseball for everybody else that watches it. It's not like you do drugs because everybody else does it. Most of the people that do drugs, excluding the ones that, you know, have a serious problem, are just in it for a good time. You know, they're trying to have fun. And as much as it seems like it's a negative portion of the society, bottom line, I think that people do, in a way, exclude themselves from certain things because of the views of other people who've already excluded themselves from the drug scene. It's personal preference. It's opinion. I mean, if your morals are to stay clean from drugs and alcohol and this and that, then that's what you want to do. But if you want to go out and have a couple drinks, smoke a joint, hell, I mean, even do some coke. I mean, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world. It's when you have a problem that it really brings you down. It's not necessarily the fact that you exclude yourself, because half the time your friends are going to be friends for certain reasons. Sometimes it may be that they do the same drugs, they drink on the same night, they go to the same club, they like the same bar. You know, it's just a different group of friends.
All right.
You know?
Yeah. Thank you very much for your opinion.
Alrighty.
So a big issue today facing today's society is whether drugs are bad. Are all drugs bad? Can the drug be good? What determines this?
You know, every day you hear about new shit, alright, coming out on the market. Oh, Adderall can help your kids focus, this, that, and everything else. But, I mean, you look at Adderall or a drug for ADHD as a positive thing in society. It can, I guess, I don't know, slow certain kids down that can't necessarily do it on their own. And then you take into consideration that a drug such as that, as positive as it is one of the most commonly misused drugs. You know, so good, bad, I mean it's just a matter of usage. You know, just like any drug. You know, you got people that are selling themselves for crack on the corners of the streets because they misused the drug. If there was some kind of level of control that was kind of put on there, that like if you use things in moderation, it's just it goes back to the whole opinion thing. You know, some people say that weed's a terrible drug. It's a gateway drug. You know, it's a gateway drug to people who want to do more freaking drugs. It's not a question of does it lead to other things. It's, are the people doing these drugs going to take it a step further? That's their choice. It's choice, it's opinion, it's whatever people want to think. Good, bad drugs? Alcohol is legal. Alcohol causes more deaths than marijuana any day of the week. And I can promise you that. It's statistically proven. You gotta take into consideration what the drug does, how it affects people. Does it alter their state of consciousness? Maybe some of them do. But what? So does blacking out from booze. You know, you got people hitting cops at clubs and stuff because they're drunk. You're not going to see some guy jump off his couch when he's stoned out of his mind to go swing at somebody. You don't see it. You know, bad. Yeah, sometimes drugs can be bad. They affect your decision-making capabilities. Sometimes you screw the wrong people. Sometimes your friend's girlfriend. Shit happens, you know? But the bottom line is, no matter what drug it is, if it's used in moderation, it's only a matter of opinion whether it's good or bad. If people abuse drugs, yeah. Overall, don't get me wrong, drug abuse is bad. It's a terrible thing. That's what eats away at that portion of society, is the abuse level. Certain things have addictive natures, just like cigarettes. Government can't make these illegal. Just can't. It's too far gone at this point. But if you would have had, you take Coca-Cola for instance, caffeine now, caffeine's a drug. They're just realizing exactly how bad it is, but they used to have drugs and all kinds of stuff. They used to prescribe ecstasy to completely manic depressive people. That was a good drug then. What happened, you know? Good drug, bad drug, it's just a matter of opinion.
All right. Thank you very much. Ben, in your opinion, how would you say marijuana affects an individual?
It impairs their ability to think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are there any other effects?
It relaxes a person.
Yeah.
It's a pain reliever.
Pain reliever. Yeah, many people get it for drug therapy.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Out in California or some shit.
Alright, thank you very much.
Alright.
Yo, what are we doing tonight, kid?
I don't know, man. I'm pretty stoned. I don't think I can go anywhere right now.
Yeah, me too. I'm fucking hungry, dude. You know the name of the Domino's?
I did, but I forgot.
Damn. That's that shit. You don't know McDonald's, man?
Man, I don't know a number anywhere. I'm too strong, man.
Damn, dude. Fucking sucks, man. Shit, high some good shit. So how do you feel about the misuse of prescription drugs?
Well, I feel the misuse of prescription drugs can be very dangerous. It's a very addictive drug, and very addictive drugs like prescription drugs such as Oxycontin and Percocet, like painkillers, they're very addictive and dangerous, and they really change a person's attitude about life. And I've had experience in things like this, and a few of my friends went down the wrong path and got into Oxycontin, and later they moved on to drugs such as heroin. And it's a real problem that my friends completely changed. They became very aggressive, and they just were never the same people again. And I really didn't like it, so I really don't like the misuse of drugs.
Thank you very much. Well, would you say that alcohol is a drug?
I'd say it is a drug.
And why is that?
Well, in the sense that, I mean, it's pretty much anything that alters your mind or body or the way you feel, you know. So I mean, in the sense that, you know, even coffee is a drug, you know. So, it's not too bad of a drug, but it's probably a drug, you know. I mean, I've always kind of thought, like, I always thought it funny, like how they talk about how marijuana is a gateway drug, but a lot of times you see like how, I don't know, like I always kind of thought like alcohol is kind of a gateway drug itself, you know. It kind of goes from alcohol to pot, you know, as you're a teenager, you know, you drink alcohol, that leads you to pot, and then pot, you know, if it does, that leads you to other stuff, you know. Yeah, I think it's
all right. Drug. Well, thank you very much for your input.
My name is Tim, and this is a cake stand.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
That's how you do it.
Would you say that alcohol is a drug?
Absolutely. Because it impairs your thoughts and the way that you view things, and just because you don't snort it, smoke it, or shoot it doesn't mean it's not a drug.
Thank you very much. Alright, Ben, how would you decide if someone has a problem with drugs?
Well, someone has a problem with drugs, and then they don't have balance in their life.
Yeah.
You see, if somebody can go to class and get their work done, and be on top of their game, not be late for appointments, be able to pay their rent on time, and still manage to have time to do drugs, then it's showing that they have balance. Once that balance is lost, you usually go down the rabbit hole, and by going down the rabbit hole, it shows that you have a problem with it. So I would feel that somebody would have a problem with drugs if they didn't have balance in their daily lifestyle. When you do too many things at once, you lose that.
Yep.
That's how I feel.
Thank you very much for your opinion.
You're very welcome. Don't do drugs. They're bad.
Michelle, in your opinion, when is it noticeable that someone has a drug problem?
Personally, no, I think it's definitely when they're doing the things they said they never do. Oh, I never sniff that. Oh, I never inject that. I'm never doing it. I think when their money's starting to go into sources where you don't really know, and they're asking their mom for $20 here and there. And prime example, case study over here. When you're wearing pajamas at 7 o'clock at night still.
I'll try to smoke a blunt.
Well, thank you very much for your opinion.
Read your book. I sold my text for money so I could read your notes. Ashley, do you have my letter?
Man.
Are you serious, kid? We have this project due on Monday. What is it? Sunday night? No, it's Monday morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. Our project is due in 4 hours, and you show up wasted. How much have you done? How much have you done on the project?
No,
it's bullshit, dude.
It's empty. It's empty.
This is empty. This does not help me. Every fucking time we have a project due, you show up wasted and we can't get it done. I'm
Get
trying to get work done. I'm going for the 4.0 GPA. What the fuck?
I'm sorry.
You know what? Fuck this. Let's get.
Drugs are like a box, and once you're completely inside, you're stuck in that box, and you can't get out unless you have help.